Here are my insider tips on the best places to charter a yacht and when to go. I've been a charter broker since 2011, and these are the lists of the best places that my clients go and where I get clients that book that want to go year after year because I just had such an amazing time. Who else can I bring? Who else can I experience this destination with? I know this is a controversial list because everybody has their favorites, but we're just talking about volume and where the most people go. I'd love to hear your comments and start a discussion of where else, where's your favorite and where else would you like me to feature and talk about. If you don't want to watch the whole video, the quick answer on the best places to go would be the Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, Greece, Croatia, and Tahiti. So now I'm going to go into greater discussion on what makes these places so great. Starting off, the British Virgin Islands. They are the most popular destination in the Caribbean, and the most yachts are based there. This is island hopping at its best. You have a variety of things to do, from beach bars and restaurants and natural attractions like the baths, which is this amazing rock formation where you have these giant boulders that kind of create a cave, and then you're half in the water and lights coming through. Perfect Instagram photo. They also have the famous Soggy Dollar bar. Traditionally, you would swim ashore to this bar, which is why they call it Soggy Dollar. They also have a lot of like family-friendly things, and it's good for all ages. You can go to, they have great nightlife, or you can find yourself in some remote beaches and anchorages, whatever you want. There's a little bit of something for everyone. What makes it so great too? The geography of the islands make it a sailor's paradise. The wind blows from the east and the waves break when they hit the islands, and then you have this channel that you sail in, which is relatively flat water but good wind. There's also so many small islands that you couldn't get to unless you were on a small boat to bring you there. For many people, this is their first charter destination, and it's where people just want to go year after year. If you're trying to sell somebody on a yacht or sell somebody on a yacht charter vacation, this is a great way to introduce them to yachting. And the islands are beautiful all year round. The only time to avoid is hurricane season. Most boats are out of the water from August 1st to November 1st for insurance reasons, but they go all the way through the end of July and start right back up in November. And it's a great place to check out, especially if this is your first charter. Other great places would be the Bahamas. It is a fantastic charter destination. It is huge. People don't often realize how big it is, but it spans 500 miles. It has 700 islands, but only 30 of them are inhabited. So the main cruising areas would be the Exumas and the Abacos. Some people charter in Eleuthera, but there's not really any yachts based there, so it's a little bit harder to get to. The best flights, if you're planning a trip, would be out to Nassau. It has a major international airport, and flights come over direct from Europe and from mainland US and Canada, all over. The attractions in the Bahamas are really the stunning bright blue turquoise water and the opportunity to get away from civilization. So when I say that, I do mean it's a bit more remote than some other destinations. You're really going there for the natural beauty and unspoiled nature that you get in some of these anchorages. You will find some beach bars and restaurants, but it's just not as much as you do in other places. You will find in the Exumas, you will find the famous swimming pigs, where pigs of all different sizes live on this island, and you can feed them and they come up to you, and the little ones are so cute and the big ones are kind of scary, but it's really something to experience. Some of them, another really popular area is the Abacos. It's a little bit further north. The distances between islands are not as great as they are in the Exumas, so I would say possibly the Abacos is a little bit more family friendly. It also has a few more towns and civilization to stop at along the way. When to go? Peak season, I would say, is February through July. It's a similar latitude to Florida, so you might get cold weather in December or January. Might be hot, might not, it's just hard to predict. Other thing, people still charter in the Bahamas all through hurricane season. although they can get affected by hurricane season. But it's kind of similar to Florida in that way, that people still go to Florida August, September, October. They're just willing to risk it. And I think the boats kind of figure that they can get back to mainland Florida should they need to and haul out there. And you really always see hurricanes coming. So it's up to you whether or not you want to go there. But I would say the peak season in the Bahamas is going to be February through July. Moving to the other side of the world, the Mediterranean. So many people have different personal favorites. I would say that the Greek islands are one of the places where you can't go wrong. You could spend weeks exploring and never seeing all the islands. They have so much history there. Islands are just covered in ruins. A lot of Homer's Odyssey and the Iliad took place there. It just feels like you're a part of history when you're exploring the islands on a yacht. I like it because it's an adventure combined with culture. Very different than, the sandy beach bars and palm trees you get in the Caribbean and Bahamas, but it's fantastic. You get a variety of really well-known islands like Mykonos, where it's very touristy, but they have great nightlife, great food. It's a place to see. But then the next day you might be somewhere where it's mostly all Greeks. It's lesser known, not as touristy, or perhaps you're at a remote anchorage with just one restaurant, or you're on an island like Hydra where they don't have donkey cars, they use donkeys to get around. Huge variety in what you can see and do on a 1-week charter. Your days are going to be sailing maybe 4 hours a day. When you get to these islands, you can go wine tasting. You can go to these beach clubs where you sit in a lounge chair and they bring you drinks. You can rent a scooter and explore the island on your own. It's really up to you. They have a huge variety of yachts to choose from in Greece at all different price points, which is part of what makes it so fantastic. Pretty much every tier of yacht, every price, from mega yachts to catamarans to sailboats, every price point you could want. There's something for you. Peak season in Greece and in most of the Med is July and August, but charters are offered May through October. The other place that people like to say is the most popular is Croatia. Greece and Croatia go back and forth with which one is more popular, which one should you go to first. They're both fantastic. I would say it has a similar vibe to Greece in many different ways, but there's a lot more medieval fortresses all around, which is part of what makes it so cool. For you Game of Thrones fans, Dubrovnik is what King's Landing was based off of. So very, warm, inviting medieval castles to explore. Everywhere you're going to sail is going to be about 4 hours between islands or hugging along the coast. The most popular place to embark from is the city of Split, Croatia. But there's also a lot of people that charter from Dubrovnik. Both are great. You can even do a one-way charter from Split to Dubrovnik or Dubrovnik to Split. If you want something that's one way, you sometimes just need to plan a little bit further in advance, because when somebody books a week before after your week, then the boat is set on destinations. But if you plan early, it can be open-ended and they are available to go one way. Peak season is also July and August, but charters are offered May through October. I would just note that Croatia is considerably further north than many of the other Mediterranean charter hotspots. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for the summer weather, going in late October, things will be cooler. So just plan accordingly. Okay, now to the other side of the world, Tahiti. Tahiti is one of the other locations that when clients go there, they fall in love. They go there year after year. You almost can't go wrong. Many people choose to do a vacation that is a week on a yacht and then a week in a hotel. So a little bit of a combo of both. The most popular sailing in this area would be the Society Islands. So you would fly into the main island of Tahiti, to Papeete, and then you would take a smaller plane out to the Society Islands, often to Raiatea or Bora Bora or Huaheine, and pick up the yacht there. Beautiful cruising and a variety of snorkeling and diving. You can go to visit a pearl farm, you can go to a vanilla plantation, and really people are going there for the stunning blue water. And for so many people in the world, it's a bucket list thing. People say you have to see Bora Bora before you die. And people just want to go, and it's beautiful. They always have a great time. Peak season is May through October. Clients charter there all year round. It's not like they have a big hurricane season where it gets cold. It gets slightly rainier in the winter, but it's not something that ever gets in the way. It's like, oh, it rained for 20 minutes and now it's sunny again. It doesn't get in the way of having fun. I would say of all places in the world, people book charters in Tahiti further in advance than anywhere else. And the reason I think that causes this is because Tahiti is on the other side of the world for so many people, especially if you're from Europe. So people plan further in advance because it's such a big trip, it's such a long flight. They want to go for more than a week if they're going to fly for so long, and things just get booked up further in advance. There's also not as many yachts to choose from, and a lot of yachts go into this area for a year or two, especially in the luxury market range, and then might go somewhere else. They might go to Fiji or down to New Zealand or something along those lines. Often it's part of a world tour. So boats are coming and going in the area and the options are limited. So all these reasons are a good reason to book it further in advance, but it's one of those destinations where you really can't go wrong. You're gonna have a fantastic time and you might become a frequent traveler. So this is my list of the best places that I found that my clients like. I like to send my clients there because they're happy and they wanna go there over and over. Please let me know what you think. If you have other places you think I should feature or talk about. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe so I can send you more. And of course, I don't just talk about charters, I book people on vacations on charters for a living, and I'd be happy to send you options and help you in the process of selecting the right boat for you and your group so you too can have one of these fantastic vacations.